Donald Trump. Just hearing his name sparks a reaction, sometimes a grin, sometimes a groan, but rarely silence. His presence in American life is impossible to ignore. Saying his name is like setting off a fire alarm in a library. Everyone's on edge. It instantly divides a room, no matter where you are. For some, he's a symbol of hope. For others, he's a headline for chaos. Love him or hate him, there's rarely any middle ground. Tonight, we'll break down 8 reasons why Trump divides America. Buckle up, it's going to be a fascinating ride. Number 8. Trump's style was loud, unpredictable, and often controversial, breaking away from traditional political discourse. His speeches weren't just talks. They were headline-making events, demanding attention with his forceful delivery and off-the-cuff remarks. Every appearance seemed to spark a new debate, keeping both supporters and critics on edge. For his supporters, this was refreshing honesty, a direct line to unfiltered thoughts, a sense of authenticity rarely seen in politics. They felt a unique connection, believing he spoke for them. But for critics, it was verbal mayhem. They saw chaos and danger, worrying about the impact of his rhetoric on global issues and domestic harmony, fearing it deepened divisions across the country. Number 7. Donald Trump's communication style broke the mold, loud, direct, and unscripted. His rallies became headline events, drawing huge crowds and non-stop media attention. Supporters saw him as a truth-teller, finally saying what others wouldn't. They felt he spoke for them, cutting through political correctness and challenging the status quo. Trump's words resonated with many who felt ignored by traditional politicians, making them feel heard and represented in a way they hadn't before. But critics called it verbal mayhem, warning his unpredictable words fueled division and chaos. For some, it was refreshing honesty. For others, dangerous unpredictability. His off-the-cuff remarks often sparked controversy, leaving the nation divided over whether his approach was a breath of fresh air or a source of national tension. Number 6. Donald Trump's communication style broke the mold, loud, direct, and unpredictable. Supporters saw his off-the-cuff remarks as refreshing honesty, a leader unafraid to speak his mind and challenge political norms. His rallies felt like movements, energizing crowds who craved authenticity. They felt a connection to his unfiltered approach, believing it was a breath of fresh air in a world of scripted politics. Critics called it verbal mayhem, seeing chaos and division in his words. Every statement sparked controversy, fueling debates and deepening America's political divide. His words were seen as a catalyst for discord, igniting fierce discussions nationwide. Number 5. Before the White House, there was The Apprentice. Trump's catchphrase, "You're fired," became more than TV drama. It was a symbol of his bold, take-charge persona. The show blurred business, entertainment, and politics, convincing many he could bring that same energy to the Oval Office. Supporters admired his decisiveness, while critics saw chaos and spectacle. As president, Trump brought that confrontational style to Washington, often dismissing officials in dramatic fashion. For some, this was refreshing, a leader unafraid to make tough calls. For others, it fueled a sense of instability. Whether Trump was a true executive or just a performer depended on your view of The Apprentice. Number 4. Trump's Twitter revolutionized presidential communication. Supporters loved the unfiltered access, feeling like insiders as he bypassed traditional media and spoke directly to the public. Each tweet could dominate headlines and rally his base instantly, making his social media presence a powerful tool. But critics saw chaos and division, worried his tweets fueled outrage and misinformation. For some, it was a tool for democracy. For others, a weapon of mass distraction, deepening America's divide and making every tweet a new flashpoint in the national conversation. Number 3. Every president leaves a mark, but Trump's impact was especially polarizing. He delivered on major campaign promises, building the border wall, appointing conservative justices, and cutting taxes, energizing supporters who saw strength and renewal in his leadership. For many, these actions represented a return to American values and decisive action. Supporters felt he was finally doing what other politicians only talked about, and they rallied behind his bold approach. Critics, however, saw these moves as divisive and damaging, pointing to family separations at the border and rising inequality. They argued that his policies hurt vulnerable communities and undermined America's reputation. Each policy seemed to deepen the national divide, making compromise feel out of reach. Trump's legacy, promises kept for some, pain for others, leaving America more divided than ever before, with the debate over his actions still shaping the nation's future. Number 2. At the heart of America's divide is Trump's personality. His presence dominates headlines and conversations, impossible to ignore. Whether you love him or loathe him, Trump's larger-than-life persona is a constant force in American life, shaping debates and stirring emotions on both sides. Supporters see a confident fighter who stands tall against critics and the media, a symbol of resilience and unwavering determination. For them, Trump's bravado is proof of his strength and his willingness to challenge the status quo. Critics, on the other hand, see arrogance and a need for constant praise, arguing his self-assurance hides deep vulnerabilities and a fragile ego. They view his behavior as reckless, even dangerous. Is he a bold leader or a spoiled child? The answer depends on who you ask, and often reveals more about the observer than the man himself. Trump's personality is the ultimate Rorschach test. How you see him may say as much about you as about him. In the end, his impact is undeniable, fueling both admiration and outrage across the nation. Number 1, Donald Trump is more than just a political figure, he's become a symbol for a deeply divided nation. His rise challenged long-held assumptions and reshaped American politics in ways few predicted. For many, his unconventional style and willingness to break the rules set him apart from any leader in recent memory. To his supporters, Trump is the ultimate outsider, a champion for those who feel left behind by the political establishment. They see him as someone who speaks their language and fights for their interests, no matter the cost. But to his critics, Trump represents a threat to democracy itself, accused of undermining trust in American institutions and fueling division. Whether viewed as a savior or a destroyer, Trump's legacy is one of deep division, leaving the nation more polarized than ever before, with the debate over his impact far from settled. Trump's business, style, nationalism, TV past, social media, policies, personality, and outsider status? These are the puzzle pieces of America's division. Each is a fault line, and together they create the political earthquake we're living through. The impact is felt in every corner of the country, from city streets to rural towns. He's loved and hated for powerful reasons. Supporters see a hero, critics, a villain. The division isn't just about him, it's about us, our values, and our vision for America's future. Trump's mark on history is indelible, and his story is far from over. The hype is the story, and the story isn't finished yet. As America debates, rallies, and protests, the nation's future remains unwritten, shaped by every voice and every choice. The next chapter is up to all of us.